streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this. I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers. I just won't call their names, just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out. They're chilling away. Thug got out. Gunna kind of hot. Ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with Gunna, but
this left Gunna with a sour taste. Gunna went silent for a while after everyone was calling him out for snitching in the YSL trial, but it wasn't until Young Thug was released from jail when things would get crazy. He would end up tweeting, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats," with the name Wham referring to rapper Lil Baby, as Lil Baby has been firm on dissing Gunna for snitching out of the YSL trial early. Lil Baby responded to Young Thug on Instagram saying, "We should," but then followed it up with a short Instagram clip with T.I., where Young Thug is shown clearly saying that he is home and he did it the right way, sneak dissing Gunna.
Hey man, what you gotta tell these people?
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my right.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
And go tell that.
As Young Thug even puts emphasis on him doing it the right way and not snitching out of jail like Gunna did. But Young Thug would then tweet again, "Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." This would end up getting the attention of Gunna and his brother. Gunna's brother would end up leaving a comment saying, and I quote, "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual," which in the end had Young Thug hopping on Instagram Live laughing at Gunna.
I'm on live. I just jumped on here to let you ladies know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa! What's up? Who up right now? What's up? Who up right now?
Then with the beef starting to go viral online, there would be another Instagram Live where fans began posting Young Thug's surprising words.
Stink, I miss you.
I miss you too. What you doing?
Nothing, bored. You don't like him?
No, if I'm up in the room.
Cause you was being mean. He felt your energy.
Man, I don't even play. I fly all the way to LA. Is that?
You ain't gonna touch him.
But suddenly, moments after the Instagram Live, news outlets would begin reporting breaking concerning news coming out involving rapper Gunna being followed and approached by local gang members, with many connecting it and believing it was from Young Thug, possibly getting revenge on Gunna for snitching in the YSL trial. But only 20 minutes after that report being released online, there would then be a video clip shared of Young Thug in the studio, flexing his jewelry, looking extremely happy to be home.
P, that's some pounds, P. I'm gonna just away, P. Go on, pound. Go pound. Go make bag. Crazy that bag. I'll take. Go ahead.
But the entire Young Thug vs Gunna situation got extremely disturbing from here, as Lil Baby defended Young Thug and called out Gunna for over a year that he's a snitch online, trying to essentially ruin Gunna's music career. But out of nowhere, Young Thug's father would call out Lil Baby, telling him to be quiet.
How do you feel about Lil Baby throwing at Gunna for his plea deal?
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name him?
But this is where phone calls started getting leaked, as a phone call from Young Thug in jail to Lil Durk would end up being leaked online, which was left as a voicemail, where you can hear Young Thug asking Lil Durk to diss Gunna for him, as there was already a snippet that was leaked online of Lil Durk dissing Gunna, where Lil Durk says the lyrics, "What happened to Virgil? He's probably gonna tell," remixing the song that he made with Gunna titled "What Happened to Virgil."
Hey Durk, I know I want you on. I'm dropping this this surprise album on the same day Buddy dropped his album. Coming up soon. I need a verse from you. If you feel like replying, if you feel like you want to reply to it, saying or something, man, don't do it. Drop it on my album. I'm dropping a surprise album on the same day that dropped. Send your verse in, bro. I want you and Wham on the same song. Send your verse in.
With one of the biggest rap beefs brewing right now online, this is where more rappers would start getting involved. They want to get close with Young Thug, knowing that Thug's first project that he releases is going to be one of the biggest of the year. This is why Drake took advantage of it. It would be announced, Academic says Drake flew to see Young Thug just 2 hours after his release from jail and gave him $1 million in cash.
They say 2 hours afterwards, Drake flew to Thug and allegedly gave him $1 million. Drake didn't tell me. Drake gonna hit me up and be like, which, by the way, super strategic move. Super strategic. Thug was in jail talking about let's squash all this beef. If I'm Drake, I need Atlanta.
But this entire situation can end extremely badly for Young Thug if he continues on. He's not allowed to be acting like this according to his probation agreement, as it would be announced. Academic speaks on Young Thug getting released and says the stipulations are a setup for the court to put Young Thug back into jail. As according to Young Thug's probation agreement, he was sentenced to 15 years of probation. With very strict rules, if he were to break any of these rules, he'll be going to prison for 20 years, longer than he would have been if he did not take the plea deal.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or gang members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is gang activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and his doing his thing. They might consider that gang activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about a gang. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see this was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
As academics would end up revealing how Young Thug got set up by the feds to be placed back into prison for over 20 years. This, however, would get the attention of the famous rap lawyer, who would explain that it's actually an amazing deal for Young Thug as long as he stays out of trouble.
Young Thug absolutely won that plea deal for so many reasons. One, the prosecution got none of what they wanted when you think about what the charges were and what actually got pled to. And two, he saved himself some major civil liability. Let me break that down. So first off, the prosecution had charged this man with 8 counts. 2 of them were very serious. 2 of them were basically saying that for years you were the leader of a criminal gang that committed murders and all types of acts all over the city of Atlanta. Those 2 charges Young Thug did not plead guilty to. Had he pled guilty to those, he would have gotten serious time, and all the victims of all of this alleged criminal street gang activity, including the families of victims, could have sued him civilly in court and said, hey, this man pled guilty to doing it. Now he's got to pay me. He pled nolo contendere. The judge accepted that plea. The prosecution said, Judge, you should not allow a nolo contendere plea on those 2 counts. The judge said, I am going to allow it.
However, there's a chance that Young Thug could have leverage to never go back to jail again. There would be a report coming out that Young Thug's legal team is taking legal action for stealing from Young Thug against the county jail. A report would be shared. Rapper Young Thug had millions in assets in his home when he was arrested, and now the state wants to seize it. The only problem is that he earned it with his very successful music career, as when Young Thug was originally arrested and the YSL mansion was completely raided by the feds, they ended up taking a lot of very expensive items, thinking that Young Thug bought these doing illegal activities. But one of the items that they took and put into the county jail's office facility was a Richard Mille Bubba Watson. This has an estimated price tag of $304,000, but the real price to obtain it is nearly $1 million. This watch ended up being reported as missing. Nobody knew where it went. It was taken out of the inventory room, but the following day after it was announced, we would see a police officer take the stand in the YSL trial, who just so happened to be wearing a Richard Mille.
3 p.m. to 11 p.m.
All right. Can you tell the jury some of your responsibilities and what your role was at Zone 3 Evening Watch?
With an estimated salary in the United States of $60,000, the odds of a police officer owning a Richard Mille is pretty low. But weirdly enough, moments after this all went down, Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele took part in a motivational speech for a local school. He would call Young Thug on FaceTime sharing what's important in life and laughing that you should become a lawyer for situations like that.
You guys should become lawyers. I think it's very important to help people out of the situations they're in the best you can. I mean, what side do you want to be on? You want to put people in prison for mistakes? Because everybody makes mistakes, we're human. You know, and everybody on this phone, everybody in this classroom, you always need to know that you're one mistake away. And I feel like we need more people like Brian Steele on this earth and less people like that. So I think it's very, very, very important to become lawyers. I think it's very, very important to be a lawyer over any other thing. You know, lawyers and doctors are the two greatest beings that were ever founded, you know?